Hello everyone, I'm Emily Ellers and this is my first video, so I'm a bit excited and a little bit nervous, but that's okay. And I just wanted to drop in and explain the new direction that I've gone in with my business and the new direction that it has now taken my blog. And also just give a bit of insight into how I got here because it's kind of handling a subject that's very important now, which is authenticity. So, God, I hate buzzwords, but still, it's true, authenticity. And so I'm going to start with a confession, kind of an obvious confession, but since it played out publicly, but I became a health coach and I put on 16 kilos. Kind of awkward. Yeah, so that's kind of how a lot of you probably would have been introduced to me, like me on my wellness journey or doing health coaching. And I've loved the journey, parts of it. I started studying coaching and nutrition and that sort of stuff because I did have a genuine passion for it. So many people I admired and admire had done it. And I had an overwhelming urge for my career to be something that helped people. So coaching seemed like a good fit. The thing was with me, for some reason it triggered some sort of weirdness, a bit of a disordered eating pattern, I guess, eating too much, I don't know. I was vegan one second, then I was paleo, then I was cutting out dairy, then I was cutting out gluten, then I was considering teetotaling, all these weird, not weird, but weird for me things. And I don't know, I think my weight and my declining health probably did speak to some sort of internal struggle that was happening with me, because since finding sort of happier place, the weight has mostly kind of dropped away and everything's sort of changed. But it did get me thinking a lot about that time in my life. I think the thing was, I was obsessed with this sort of image of this health coach and the wellness blogger that we see, who the people I were looking up to, I'm 100% sure they're completely authentic, and that is a sort of, their online presence is very much a representation of who they are. They do yoga at sunset, and they do love chickpeas. But for me, it led to me censoring myself really badly. And kind of unconsciously, or subconsciously even, unconsciously would be weird. But I really did try and sort of fit this different mold. My writing, I'd throw in a couple of crappy jokes, but mainly I was quite serious, and yeah, I don't know, I censored a lot, and even my Instagram pictures kind of were devoid of this. Champagne. I love champagne. I really do. And so, I don't know, what I'm saying is basically I wasn't fake, but I definitely censored myself. And I know I've spoken to a lot of people who have felt that way. There's a lot of pressure with comparison, and we all compare ourselves at some point. But for me, stepping into that zone led to a bit too much of it, I think. And anyway, so I took a step back and I was considering whether I wanted to even sort of be online, whether I wanted to pursue my own career or just kind of relax for a little while. And yeah, basically this kind of manifested in like my own sort of self-therapy and a 4-month About Me page. Yes, I wrote an About Me page for 4 months. Probably not very reassuring from someone who's now a copywriter, but there's a point. I still believed in and believe in women sort of focusing on their purpose, people being more present in such a busy world, and playing all that mindset stuff was still really, really important to me. So yeah, but still in my About Me page, it didn't reflect me. It said these words that felt odd coming out of my mouth, well, coming out of my fingers. And I don't know, the only sort of example I can think, my friend Claire, she can say abundance and it sounds perfect. If I say abundance, I always go abundance, and I don't know why, but it's just not my word. So yeah, this 4-month About Me page was just full of these sentences that weren't me. And my husband was getting really angry about it. I'm just like, I just finished the bloody page. And then for some reason at 2 o'clock in the morning, I just got up, poured myself a champagne and sat down and deleted everything that I'd written for this new website that I'd planned on doing. And I just kind of started writing exactly how I talk. I threw in stupid jokes. Pretty sure I referenced an erection in my sales page, which is a new tactic. Odd. And even with the design, I stepped away from the lotus flowers and the sort of soft pastels that I was aiming for, which are beautiful for other people, but so not me. And just went for messy paint and bold colours, and just something that felt more at home for me. In this process, I realised that I wanted to provide copywriting because that's my zone of genius. That's what makes me happy. That's what I can do. And yeah, so anyway, still before hitting publish, it freaked me out to think that I was going to be rejected as a person because I make poo jokes. But I did it anyway. I can't actually put the response into words still. People who I've never even met, who've just seen me via the blog, I've never actually spoken to, saying things like, oh my God, it feels like you. Which I guess kind of has just driven home this thing of authenticity that inauthenticity reeks. And also the message to me that authenticity isn't just kind of this, or inauthenticity isn't just this decision to play a role and like making this completely contrived like depiction of yourself. Sometimes it's just the ignoring what feels good to you. So that's been a really big lesson to me. And that has been what has influenced the new direction of the blog. So I'll just give you a very quick rundown of what I'm going to be discussing on there. Basically, it's all going to fall under the umbrella of being true to who you are, being proud of the mess that you are, glorious mess, and play, having more fun with stuff. I watched a TED Talk the other day that said humans are extremely good at adapting out behaviours that don't serve them. And in however many million years we've been around, we haven't adapted out the need to play. It's bloody important and it's not valued. And so I want everything that I write to be in the spirit of play and originality. My blog isn't going to fit into any boxes anymore. There are going to be some days when I write about silly movie reviews or do a stupid interview with someone where we talk about, I don't know, nudity, or we do word associations. Everything will still hopefully have a purpose to kind of enrich your life in some way, whether it's my own experiences or lessons, or that will still be the major theme that has always been kind of around in my blog. But yeah, just play, focusing on meditation and things like that still. I'm going to be talking a bit more about blogging and entrepreneurship, but not in a sort of, I'm not going to be doing too many how-tos. I am going to be sharing my tips, but a lot of them are still going to be around authenticity and like, how do you actually show up in such a noisy, bloody world and stay true to yourself? So it's a whole new world, and I just wanted to kind of pop in and say hello in that way. And basically my intention for my steps forward now is just to create a space where I feel completely free in my meanness and my own self-expression, and I hope in some insane way it inspires you to turn down any of those Instagram filters that you might be having up in your life. So yeah, thank you so much for letting me into your screen and your ears, and cheers to that.